Can we record it? Yeah. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third interview of Elizabeth
This
Speaks.
means fraud. Yeah, Mike.
So today's November 14th, 2024.
Yeah.
Our special guest, Elizabeth Speaks with
Mrs. Torrey.
DeAdrienne Torrey.
How long have I don't know. Hello.
I don't know.
Hold on. At least.
I don't know, sir. What, third grade?
All
right. That's was a third grade.
Yeah.
So Justin too. So Dee Dee, as we call her, her real name is DeAdrienne, but we've known her since, like we said, third grade.
Third grade. Yeah.
2 boys,
Yeah, two boys.
and her one son is Justin, and he's one of Elizabeth's best friends in life. And so we were hoping to get some good insight into Dee Dee's views of how she raises a child. Now he's an adult with learning disabilities. So he was diagnosed officially with what, Dee Dee?
He was diagnosed with Asperger's, which is a form of autism. So he's on the autism spectrum.
Okay. Well, really quick, before Elizabeth gets into the questions, tell us your career. You're retired what?
I'm a retired educator. When I had Justin, I was a special ed teacher. So I worked for St. Louis Public Schools for 30 years, and I'm retired and I'm trying to enjoy it.
Yes.
He,
Lucky. I would too.
Well, and you were also a principal of a school for a while.
yes, I've been a principal. I've been an instructional person. I've been a special ed teacher, an instructional person, an assistant principal, and then a principal.
Well, I'm proud to also call you my friend. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
we love you, Dee Dee. Okay. All right, Elizabeth, it's all yours, honey. Let's
Oh,
hold on here.
uh,
Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, here we go.
it's so big. Can you see it? No, it's too big.
Okay, well, do your best. I'll help you.
Okay. When did you first think Justin might be different from the other kids? Question mark.
Okay. Well, I was a special ed teacher, like I said. He did little odd things like he had a certain chair that he had to sit in, and if anyone sat in that chair, it was a horrible evening. Breakfast, he had to sit in that chair. Dinner, he had to sit in that chair, and if somebody else sat in that chair, it was terrible. He would line the chairs up in the dining room. When he was playing, if he played with his cars, he would line them all up. And if somebody disturbed them, that would upset him so much. Um, and already thought that he might have a speech problem. Even from when he was first born, it's something about the way his tongue curled up. So always thought that he was going to have a speech problem. But those were things that I was concerned about, really. I kind of talked to his doctor about it. I had gotten him into a magnet school since I work for St. Louis Public Schools. I got him into a magnet school, and it was just a few issues there. Um, and it was just certain things that he wouldn't and couldn't do. And I talked to his doctor about it. At that time, she didn't want to say 3. So she didn't want to say uh, uh, autism or anything. So she referred me to a neurologist, and that's where it started. So I took him to a neurologist. Let me, I'm sorry. Oh, did I do something? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're just here.
Yeah.
We visited with the neurologist, and I swear he only met with him for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And he said that he had Asperger's. And of course, that sent me over the edge. But um, so that was when I first kind of thought. So I kind of went ahead and researched it and did some things to confirm.
That kind of answers the second question, but
Yeah.
do you want to answer that one too? Go ahead and ask it.
What was the hardest part about learning that Justin had Asperger's and autism together? What? Remember that?
I understand. It really broke me because I was like, "Oh my god, what did I do wrong? Is this happening?"
Yeah.
And, um, but actually, his the neurologist said that this is not something that could be fixed medically. That it wasn't something that he didn't need any medicine or anything at that time, and he said it had to be fixed educationally. So that was perfect because I was in education. So okay, so let me get on this.
Right. Amazing. Thank you. Look at those two kids. This baby.
I
That's from this year, isn't it? That's from recent.
I don't know when that was from. I have to look at my phone.
I could tell from her jacket. That's a recent picture. Okay, that you can go to the next question.
Okay, how did you find the right school for Justin?
Well, it started as far as oh my god, my battery's low. It started. Can I pause for a second, Justin? Can you bring me my?
In real world.
You know, I took my sister's
No
son.
problem.
I used my phone, which I never.
I'm moving up pictures so we can do that great picture. Look at how cute they are.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh, I like that one better.
Yeah.
I started him in St. Louis Public Schools in a magnet school, which was Sticks Early Childhood Center, and it was only for pre-K through second grade. So when he was there, he didn't have any services um, or anything. But as it went on, I got him some services. He had speech, and he had it's yes, and so he had speech, and he did those kinds of things. And then when he got ready to go to second grade, the teacher at that time said that she wanted to retain him and that she had 20 children in her class and that he required additional assistance as she didn't have enough time to give him what the assistance that she thought he needed. And so that rubbed me the wrong way because I was a colleague and we both worked with St. Louis Public Schools at that time. And so that really bothered me. So I knew I wasn't going to have him retained in second grade. So that started my journey for another school. So I started looking, and I went to two other places before, but they weren't a fit for him. He didn't talk very much when he was there, and they couldn't get a lot out of him, and they just weren't the place that was going to work for him. And then I found the Miriam School, and I took him, and it's so funny. He had to go for his to meet with them. And he got mono. Oh,
Oh no.
so he couldn't go. So he had to wait 2 weeks, and then he went. And after his visit, he was like, "Oh, it was great. It was fun." He communicated those things to me, and they told me, "Oh, wow, he's a perfect fit for Miriam." So I was so happy.
That's beautiful.
Okay. What are some Justin biggest achievements?
Achievements. Well, I can tell you that he's done a lot of things. Some things that I always he's not a big talker. When people are talking to him, a lot of times it takes him a minute to process. But at the Miriam School, I think in about eighth grade, they suggested he uh, be in a play, and he was one of the starring roles in what was it?
Remember which one it was? Was it
Uh,
with the animals? The
School Musical. School Musical. And he was Chad in School Musical. So High School Musical.
musical, yeah.
Yes,
I
High School.
mentioned that again, yeah.
Yeah, so he did that. He in high school he got a job for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
So he's an event attendant, so he's done that.
You
He's
love that job.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, he loves that job. It's so
Yeah.
he also has gotten a job in Marshalls. He's done work there. And then he went to a program, the Succeed program at the University of Missouri St. Louis. And when he got there, a lot of the students that were there were friends of his from Miriam School.
Mhm.
So that was, and of course, Elizabeth was there, and it was just perfect.
Yeah. Forgot. I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah.
Well, we need to make sure we put links in here about the Miriam School in Webster Grove, St. Louis. If anybody, local and catches this YouTube, it's still an amazing school. I mean, Elizabeth has had the same positive experience there as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think he loves it. And the Miriam School had invited me back several times to talk to parents having kids going from eighth grade to high school.
Right.
And then they had me there one time from kids who are going from, grade school to high school and kids that were going to go to college. He also participated in a program through vocational rehabilitation services. And during COVID, he participated in that. And they had, he, of course, did stuff on Zoom and they had training, how to look for a job and different things. And
Nice.
so he went, it's called the center. I can't think the actual name, but it's the center. So he did that too.
That's great. Now, what's this picture, Elizabeth?
As my prom queen. Prom queen?
Prom court? But yeah, prom court. Yeah.
Yeah, she was the prom queen, and they took pictures before they went to prom.
Yes.
Gorgeous couple right there.
Yes.
Yes.
Nothing had another date that day. Should I?
Oh, hey, he's Eric.
Well,
Yes.
still there with him.
Well, in the year before at homecoming, he was there with 4 girls. He had brought everybody a corsage. That was the funniest thing when he said, I said, okay, so we got to get a corsage. And he said, oh, yeah, I need 4. I was like, 4?
Well, he gave Elizabeth that corsage that we see there. That was
That one, I'm going to keep it.
nice. Okay, let's do the next question.
Okay. Can you tell me a funny thing or a sweet story about Justin?
Well, that's funny. He had said he had to have 4 corsages. It was funny. He's always funny when he's telling me stories and different things. And he's telling me, you need to help me or it's going to be CNR. And I'm like, CNR? What's that? He's like consequences and repercussions. Doing that. So he always tells me, Mom, I love you and I love you always and forever. And it never changes.
That's kind of
It's like, oh, I love you always and forever and it never changes. So always.
That's beautiful.
He's a funny guy. And when I tell him he's not funny, he says, you just don't get my humor.
Okay. What on Justin?
Oh, you forgot this one.
As Justin and Elizabeth's friendship changed over the years.
I think they've become closer. I mean, there are times when I hear him in there cackling. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm talking to Elizabeth. We've been for 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. Yep.
I was like, oh, so this is a marathon? Because, if I ask him, I was like, "Hey," a couple of days goes by, and I was like, "Hey, have you talked to Elizabeth?" He's like, "No," and I'm gonna have to look for her. And and I always realized, I mean, I really like for them to hang out. He wants her to come over or him to go over. They hang out as adults now, and just having, I think she was with him. I'm not sure if was she. Yeah, I think she was with him when he had his first drink when he turned
Oh,
21.
yeah. Yeah. I was drink. I got a shot and then I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, and then them going to UMSL,
Yeah.
I think he was good for her there, and she was good for him.
Yeah.
And I would okay. He was like, Elizabeth's always on time. And I was like, well, you need to be like Elizabeth.
Yeah, she is on time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Had to 3 minutes then, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the next one I trying to skip. Okay. What are Justin's favorite things to do?
The game, the game, and working for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yes. Nice.
He likes to play the game, and I think he's played with likes to play some of the games that you like, but he has he has a lot. He likes uh baseball or football, but he loves why is this going on? He loves Call of Duty.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
So
know?
yeah.
I can play that. Wait, I played on that armor card at least.
Yeah, and he played a game that was his brother's game. He played it. I don't know, but they were using profanity, and I was like, "Eh,
Who's cussing in there?
It's like yeah, but he
Oh yeah. Elizabeth, I'd heard some stuff out of her room. Yeah.
yeah.
like, oh my God." And so
No, yeah.
he says, but I don't use that language, and so he turns it down so I won't hear it. And
That's very polite.
That's nice. All right. What have you learned about yourself as Justin's mom?
that I have to really work harder to make sure I find things that he needs. I have to definitely be his advocate uh in a lot of instances. I need to, you know, just research different things to make sure I'm doing the right thing to help him. I don't want to. What I have learned about myself, another thing I've learned about myself, that I am an enabler.
It's a mom thing.
Okay. And, and when someone told me that one day, and I was like, "Really?" Oh, but I had to really look at it and say, okay, I am. And so some of his choices and decisions, I have to not like them, but let them ride just so
Yeah.
not correct them about this or not correct them about that.
Right.
And it ride
We
sometimes.
know about that, Miss Dee Dee.
Yes. Me fine like all ladies.
Wait,
Yeah.
but you're right. It's giving them the ability to have agency over their decisions.
Yes.
It's tough sometimes, and she'll remind me, "Mom, I'm an adult." Like, you're right. You're right.
Brr.
I know. And I have to say, okay, all right. So
Like, Mama.
Again, mommy.
Yes, move this. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Work on.
We are okay. So, what do you hope from Justin's future?
I want him to be successful in life. I want him to have goals, and I want him to be able to reach those goals and set new goals. I want him to be able to live a productive life. I want him to make sure he lives in a world
Hmm.
that accepts him and he accepts the world. I don't want him to shut himself down because someone has hurt his feelings, but I want him to be able to understand that everybody isn't like your family. And I tell him all the time that your family and your friends care about you like other people won't, but don't don't keep you from doing what you want to do and what you need to do to make yourself successful. I just pray all the time that he is successful and happy. That's one of the major things. I want him to be happy.
Okay. How was your relationship with Justin changed as he got older?
Oh,
Older? I think. Okay.
older, yes. Well, and when he was younger, I could just tell him, hey, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that and you need to do this. But now I have to choose my words a little differently. I have to make some suggestions um to 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 help persuade him to do what I want him to do sometimes. Um, I think that we've become closer as mom and son. I can talk to him about some things that, what do you think about this or what do you think about that? Um, but it's not just me ordering him to do stuff now. It's, hey, I need you to go ahead and do this, or could you do this? Um, so I don't like it,
Yeah.
but he reminds me he is an adult and I have to treat him like an adult.
uh,
It sucks.
uh, what do you want
People.
people to know about kids with Asperger's and autism?
I want them to, I want it was some way that they could just understand, but I want them to know that he is a complex individual and he has lots of things to say and he has opinions and thoughts and he has feelings. So, just like you want to treat people like you want to be treated, they need to do the same. I want them to know that, he's very smart and he knows a lot, um, that he is a good person and that I want them to always treat him like he is a good person.
So the same for Elizabeth. Well, I think that's the last of the questions, but I have a question. Can you tell us Justin's favorite meals or his favorite food? Because this just cracks me up. Little
Uh,
boy is hysterical.
Well, and I found out
Oh,
and talked to the
like,
doctor
yawn.
everything that as far as a lot of kids with Asperger's, they have picky, finicky type choices. He wants his most favorite meal, and he had it tonight, was Chinese food.
fried
He loved
rice?
it. He loved it. And so Elizabeth, he has to marry you and you have to uh know how to make Chinese food,
Ew.
because I always tell him that him and Elizabeth should get married. His goals in his life, Elizabeth, is to learn to drive so he can drive to you so you all can go to movies and dinner. We talked about this.
Oh,
Yeah.
He really wants to learn. That's one of his goals is to learn to drive. And so one of my goals for him is for him to um leave the Cardinals for real and give him, I always say, a grown-up job. But he tells me all the time, grown-ups do work their mind. And I'd say, okay. But that he loves Chinese food, ramen noodles, French fries,
Here, Buffy.
fry,
Mayonnaise.
he loves some McDonald's fries. He loves He could live off of French fries and Chinese food and Mountain Dew.
Oh my.
Like, he likes apple juice. So
Damages.
yeah, so he can live off of that, and he'll throw in some Subway period. I always throw that in. I was like, okay, let's pack it full of vegetables, so you can eat that. But he'll eat Subway. But he is funny. Oh, and well, another rice place, because him and Elizabeth went there is what is it that we went to?
PF Chang's? No.
No, not he like he loves P.F. Chang's.
For like
What about Panda Express?
breast.
Yes, that's where you all went. He likes Panda Express.
Yeah.
It's always rice. It's just
It's hysterical. It just fried me up. And the
Yeah.
Michelin is fried rice, right? Did you still eat that?
Yeah.
And not all the time.
Wow. Elizabeth's trying to be more creative with her food. I force feed her stuff and she gets mad at me.
Well, a lot of times, that's a battle I have to work, but I have to say, "Hey, taste this." Now he'll taste and be like, "Nah, I don't want it." Nah, I don't want it. He doesn't eat tacos. I was like, "What? Eat tacos? It's so simple." You eat tacos, okay?
We have 10 minutes.
Yeah, the meeting will end in 10
Okay.
minutes. Well, no, we did great. Miss Dee Dee, I have another question. for
Okay,
you.
well, I have a question
For her.
for you.
If you could have dinner with anyone, alive or dead, from any time period, who would it be?
That's our first question? Yeah, our first.
Alive or dead? Oh, once upon a time, I would have said Maria Montessori, but oh, now it's Michael Jackson.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tell us, would you have him sing to you? Would you have him sing to you, or do you just ask him a bunch of questions?
Me, definitely.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. We've lost a lot of uh, stars this year.
Mm-hmm.
Michael's brother. We lost Michael's brother.
That's Jermaine?
No, Tito.
Oh, Tito. Okay.
And
Well, Michael still might be alive. There's all those conspiracy theories, so he still might be around.
wasn't he
Right.
just
You might be able to have dinner with him after all.
Well, really, at one point it was Prince. Everybody I want to see live in concert is dead.
Let me
Yeah.
try to tell you something.
I love it.
Well, Liza, do you want to say anything to wrap this up and thank Miss Dee Dee for her time?
thank you for coming. You might
Oh, no problem.
interviewing.
So much for inviting me and wanting to find out more. And I love your channel.
Yes, thank you.
She has a YouTube, as you know. She
We have a YouTube, podcast,
Instagram.
Instagram.
And then did you know about her TikTok channel? It's okay, so it's turned into just her talking about all her movie collections. She had so many people communicating with her about it. It's a crack up.
Yeah.
And she's anime.
So is it Elizabeth Speaks?
It's Elizabeth Speaks 3. It's some weird one.
Yeah.
Well, I'll send it to you, but I'll put it also in the YouTube. If anybody wants to talk about their anime or their movie collections, get on that with TikTok. It's got a fan base all its own. It's hilarious.
Well, I hope I was able to answer your questions, and I hope everything went well.
Yeah, I done good.
What I think, as we know this, Dee Dee, a lot of people have similarities and similar stories, and they have similar heartaches and similar dreams that they wish that they had for their children that they then have to kind of re-aim in their dreams, right? Didn't you have to be that? I had to dream because I wanted Elizabeth to have, anything at her fingertips, and she still does. It's just things get, you just realign as they grow.
Right.
We want to be the best parents that we can be to them, and they turned out beautifully, right? We've got two great.
I gotta get you.
You are amazing, young lady.
Well, they're both amazing. And if he ever watches this and he heard me say I want him to quit the Cardinal job, he's going to have a fit. But he loves it. He knows everything from the front, from at that stadium, from the front office to the players, the stats. He can just rattle off the stats. He can rattle off the lineup. He knows it all.
Amazing.
It's so amazing. I don't want him to lose that amazing job because this
Yeah.
year will be his 10th year.
No way.
Do they do it for her 10th year?
This will be his 10th year.
Did you hear Elizabeth's question? Like, will they do anything for his 10th year? Will they give him a
They probably will. You know, he just got some kind of chain with a cardinal. I
Oh.
want to send you the picture. Um, he he worked there this season. He hadn't missed one day. So they recognized him and gave him bush bucks and this gold chain with the St. Louis symbol on it, St. Louis Cardinal symbol on it. So they really like him.
He's a valuable employee. He's a good
Is. He is. He's gotten a letter. You know, I told you that he was the employee before he was the employee of the year and he went down to throw out a pitch and all of that. So
Good job, baseball. Man, I was there to throw a pitch.
yeah, so
Big-
he's really good. He loves that job. He loves it.
great. That's great. Well, we know we're going to hear some great success stories coming in his future as well, Dee Dee. Thank you for joining us. We really are grateful, and we hope that this was really benefit for all of your followers. How many do you have on YouTube? 4?
11.
Only 11 followers on YouTube.
Yeah, I like
that
that.
official.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely forward it to my friends.
Well, good job. Well,
All
thank
right.
you for joining.
That's
All right.
again.
Bye, guys. You all have a
Boy.
All right, Miss Dee Dee, we love you.
bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.